Hello and welcome to episode 443 of DCP Plus Side Quest.
No way.
Yeah, I nailed it.
AI has finally gotten to Briar's camera.
Oh man, if I could figure out how to make this whole thing AI, I would have been out of here years ago.
Dude, it's a matter of time.
Just a matter of
It
time.
is episode 443. Wow, look at this guy.
How often do you guys are you
Impressive.
guys watching like a YouTube video and like realize, oh, this is AI. This is like somebody made an AI video and you just didn't like realize it until like halfway through.
YouTube shorts are really bad at the moment. I don't know what they changed, but like just 1 week, I went from people playing games to like every single video being top 10. Did you know this one weird thing? It was all the AI voice.
That
It
one
was
weird
all
thing
AI
you didn't
images.
know.
I was like, what did they change?
They're
I'm
so
like flicking
good.
through them as
Those AI voices
I'm
are
like-
so good now. It's not so like they mispronounce. They'll like say like there'll be like some like 4-0 and it's like said funny and it's like, oh wait a minute, this is
Every
AI.
once in a while, it's,
Yeah,
Yep.
they still can't get some of the stuff right.
yeah, but
Dude,
it's so
it's only
close.
a matter of time.
Yeah, it's
I find
amazing.
it
It's
especially
also
annoying. Like there
frightening.
is I haven't even seen these settings, but they've really bothered me on like Instagram, and I don't know what YouTube does. But in other words, it feels like so hidden that if it's AI, the disclosure, but one, that they force them to disclose it, and two, why can't they just easily track anything that's AI? Like I feel like that should be built into AI.
How can you
But
track
then
that?
three, well, it should have like a fingerprint on it of some kind, right? Like a audio frequency code. Like I don't know how it would work,
Interesting.
but it's ridiculous that like we have to like trust people who are like feeding these systems AI slop. But anyway, the third thing is like if you're watching AI, it should be like a loud banner, like this is AI slop or
Yeah.
AI, you know. But
Should be in the
The
thumbnail.
irony is they're
Yeah.
kind of using like AI to combat AI. If you look at like, universities and colleges and stuff, when people have to submit
Yeah.
papers and that, they started using AI to detect AI written papers.
That's
And
right.
People are
Oh,
flying
yeah.
back to like try
Yep.
to make it seem that they've written something, and like if people are copying and pasting from AI and all this kind
Are
of stuff.
kids these days having like the calculator debate that I had when I was a kid? Like we were never allowed to use calculators in math class because our teachers were like, you're never going to have
Probably.
a calculator on you at all times in life. You know, little did they know the advent of like phones, right?
We did. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now it's like our teacher's like, you're not going to have Chat GPT like in your pocket
Yes, yeah.
all your life.
No, it will be on your eye soon. So
Yeah, right. It'll just be-
True.
then in your brain. Yeah, we are cooked, Chad. We are so cooked.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Definitely.
to
Definitely.
briefly change the subject, Briar, I've got a question
Yes.
for you.
No,
Did you play Mega Bonk?
I did not. No, I did not.
Oh, damn it.
There you
Oh,
go.
good.
I was really
Good.
looking forward to like
No.
you
I
saying you're
will
addicted
play.
to Mega Bonk and
I
have
will
like
play.
played it nonstop.
I
I'm
got
not glad-
I
yeah.
got distracted by I started to set up a golf simulator in my garage, which
Yeah.
is taking a
course.
little more time than I initially really thought to like
I-
set this thing up, and money, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, do you have like
Significant
a?
amount of money?
Briar,
Is this like a
you know
tarp
what?
thing where you hit the ball?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's a
So-
bit more than a fucking tub if you're doing a proper simulator, that's for sure.
yeah. It is. It's so there's like a it's a gray screen. It's like a gray screen with a projector that shoots, like a full life-size image of
Yeah,
the golf
A
course.
fairway, you know.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then
when
you
he
got-
went to that one place. You guys remember when he went and they had like you could play golf and you could do all this?
They had
This is what
dodgeball.
happened.
Yeah, dodgeball was pretty
100%.
fun.
Watts, that was the
Yeah.
first thing I thought of was he was
Yep.
there and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
He was like,
we
I
gotta
could
get
just
one
do
of
this
these.
myself.
Yeah,
He
Well, that's
probably
what I'm
said it
doing.
on the show.
I didn't
But-
think we could go up from Warhammer, but here we are.
Here
Golf
we are.
simulator.
What's really interesting is the flooring situation is like you really kind of got to take it's a cement floor obviously in the garage, so you really got to Fran's got his wrist injury. I also have assorted injuries of
wrist
old
injury,
people, so I have to like really protect myself from banging clubs against the floor. So I've been researching like all different kinds of like mats and protective pads and what kind of screen I wanted and what kind of projector I want. I definitely want 4K, and now I need a whole new PC for just in the garage because it's going to be a 4K, screen. It's
I'll
quite
sell you some
depth.
parts. You want some
Yeah, I
parts?
might
I
need
think
'em.
our DCP t-shirt should be just a graveyard of Briar's like hobbies. So it should just be
I
like,
like it.
you know, center, like a Briar Warhammer, off to the left, a Briar playing virtual golf, kayaking, maybe out in the back with a little stream coming down.
100%.
I like it.
Yeah.
What will be cool though is that I will have a PC in my garage with a full, it's going to be like a 13-foot by 9-foot projected
You could
screen.
stream from there.
So I could stream from there. I could do the podcast from there.
Yeah.
Pretty
Could
sick.
be anywhere.
I could be anywhere. I can make
God.
my heavenly background even more heavenly.
You
It's
could.
hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
The Ultra Rapture.
The Ultra Rapture.
Let's be clear. I don't have a wrist injury, and people are going to start speculating.
Oh,
Ooh, what'd you
my
hurt
bad.
your wrist? Okay. Short of it
He has
is,
a
I
wrist
just
injury.
from typing and gaming forever, I have some kind of radial nerve thing. Milo knows all about it. He gave me
Right.
some free advice, which was very kind of him last week. So
I told him to stop choking the chicken so much, and that should really.
Switch hands every once in a while. Left for speed, right for power. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Wow. Well, I'm taking all of that advice. I regret
anyhow.
trying to clarify this at all. No point.
I
don't know why I thought that would- The idea that I thought it would ever de-escalate is a ridiculous thought to have amongst this group.
That is. That's not how podcasting works.
No, not with you.
Well, we're glad it's getting better because
Yeah.
It's
seriously,
not
hand
getting
injuries
better
suck.
yet, but
You don't realize how bad hand injuries are until you can't play
I
video games.
had
So you're in
to
a cast.
stop like resting my arm here on the desk
Yeah,
when I'm
on the
playing with
desk.
the controller and rest it here instead. So
I-
and then now I'm fine.
This desk is not like an office desk. It's like a kitchen tabletop that we got from like Bunnings. So the corners are like really sharp, and I like found that out really
Oh,
quickly.
that's
I
not
couldn't.
Oh, really?
You
couldn't
need one of
like-
these.
Yeah, to go over the top. Bit of
Mhm.
padding.
I actually got
Had a
these like
memory foam
armrests
wrist
at one
protector.
point that clamp to your desk, and then they like kind of hover, so that like,
Yeah,
you rest
yeah.
your arm on them, and they kind of move with your arm.
I like it.
what the frick?
Yeah, I didn't like them.
I also have memory foam covers for my armrests on my chair.
Yes, I got
I
those.
got memory
Ooh.
foam. I'm covered in memory foam.
Well, I may
Perfect.
need those. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
say shortly on the matter, I have definitely, I've always appreciated accessibility in games, but now that to solve this problem, I should technically, try to only be doing things one-handed, like as much as possible, and that's what I'm trying to narrow down. But obviously, I game for a living, and as I went to look, I was like, oh man, like how am I going to figure this out? And then I realized
Yeah.
Steam has some great people who make playlists, for these types of issues, and then of course, like when you go. Certain games, will have better accessibility than other. But anyway, I
Is
landed
it
on
your
Blueprints.
keyboard hand?
Yeah. So
Like your
I
Rasta
believe.
hand? Your sad W
Yeah.
hand?
Yeah. So for those watching, this is just a warming pad with some infrared heat on it, and I'm just like cooking my arm basically to keep things loose. We'll see if that even helps. But anyway, I landed on Blueprints, and so I'm doing it on the mouse where like I'm clicking. I have like extra buttons on my mouse, so I click forward, backwards, and then my mouse wheel left and right. Are two separate buttons, and I use that to go back and forth to strafe, and
Oh,
it
nice.
works perfectly. And I was like, awesome. And then I'll figure out what's next. But Blueprints, if we
You
want to
watch, you
talk
get
about that later,
repetitive
but
strain in your right hand now.
Dude,
Yeah,
this is
well,
pointer
I'm-
finger from straight
I
left and
think-
right.
that's a possibility. So I'm closely monitoring. But I mean, I was
Dep-
already
I-
using
I-
that. But
I mean, you've done well modifying the games because it really depends on the game you're playing. I remember playing Dark and Darker, and there was heaps of like left clicking, and I actually started to get like a sore
Yeah.
forearm from just left clicking all the time. Melee
Mouse
Yeah.
really
games.
hurts my hand now. Yeah, like if I'm playing a game and I've like triggered this thing going on with my hand, I cannot play many games with the mouse until it's gotten better. like
Have
2
you
League
guys
of Legends
tried
games,
those
and I
like
gotta go take a
mice
nap.
that you hold sideways, kind of like this? Where they're,
No.
like,
That's what I
vertical?
should do. Yeah, I
So
should
you,
get
like,
a. I should get
It's more
a.
natural, apparently.
I should do
I
that.
need that
a
solution for a keyboard, maybe.
Fight
but
stick. Mm.
Fight
Yeah,
sticks,
even that would
not
be an issue.
ergonomic, but super fun. Nothing made in the 80s and 90s is ergonomic.
Yeah. So welcome to the old person gaming podcast. We talk about
Okay,
injuries
yeah.
from gaming.
It's good. I'm sure people like, I'm
It's-
also getting a problem like that. Well, look at you got that. Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Some
probably
advice, some tips and tricks.
built up after a lot of keyboard and mouse gaming. But actually, the reality is, I like typing, I'm actually an excellent typer, I might add. But as I like try to do anything now, that's what's broken me. Is like even now,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm taking time cut, and I'm like, crap, I have to write this with one hand, or I'm doing like voice dictation, which I can't do right now. It's like a wild
Wait, why
change. But
can't
so
you
I
do voice
really,
dictation?
do you want right now? I'd have to like mute
right
my
now.
mic.
This moment. I
Come back.
understand.
Yeah. So during the show, like over here, like what?
Not yet.
He'll definitely be distracted. But seriously, for anybody with disabilities, accessibility issues, yeah, it really reminds you how important these settings and stuff are. So shout out to everybody who's gone out of their way to support it, make these lists, and I will be taking advantage of that for now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a story.
Let's hear it.
Oh yeah.
I became a U.S. citizen today.
Woo!
Oh,
Is that why the
sweet. We
flag?
need some
I got
I saw the
flag.
flag. I was like,
theme
what's with
music.
the flag?
Yeah, they give you the flag. It says U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services on it.
Let's
Nice.
go. Fully
Congratulations.
naturalized
That's
citizen
amazing.
now, huh?
Couldn't have
Thank
picked a
you.
worse time.
I was welcomed by Trump himself. So
Wow.
Oh, you got like a
I'm
video
jealous.
from the
I don't
president?
have yes, yeah. Every president records a video of like, congratulations, welcome to becoming a citizen, blah blah blah.
Mm.
So for people who don't know like what you do, you go there and you hand in this form that basically just says, no, I haven't joined a communist party since my interview. No, I've not become a terrorist in the month that since you last asked this question.
Yeah, they got to
And
ask you multiple times in different ways just to check, like
just
catch
to
you
check,
out.
just to check,
Have you ever-
just to check.
Blown anybody up?
Like, are you not a terrorist? Did the old double negative? Like,
Why do I feel like
I don't know.
the YouTube
yes.
Not sure.
YouTube algorithm scrubber now is gonna like just delete this
What's
video?
going on here?
They give you this thing, which is
What's
like
that thing?
congratulations. It's a piece of paper that just says congrats, and then it tells you like, you can apply for a passport, register to vote. It's got all the links of like everything that you can do now. So you
Sweet.
go there, and then you give them your green card. So, like, you don't need this anymore.
Oh.
And then you watch a couple other videos of like, it's a video of all of the immigrants from the beginning of time. It's like, woo, immigration. And then you stand for the national anthem. And then if you're taking the oath, you stay standing, and then you repeat the oath back to them. And then that's pretty much it. They come and hand out your certificate, which I won't show you because it's literally
Yeah.
all my information.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But it says I'm a citizen. And this was going great until they're like, does everyone have a certificate? One woman stood up and said, I do not. And I was like, a little bit of an overpronunciation, but maybe she's trying to make sure that her English is like really understood. Like maybe she has a heavy accent. Okay. And they're like, okay, no problem. Because it literally takes 5 minutes to print these things. Like they're so easy for them to do in the actual place. So easy, so fast. She's like, just come over here and we'll get that sorted out. She stands up and she goes, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I don't want it. I don't care. She takes her flag and
Holy
this and throws it on the
crazy.
floor, pushes the door with 2 arms, and storms out of the room.
Watts, just for context, how long does it take to get to that point? To get to that room where you get the flag?
Yeah, so you have to be living in the US continuously for 5 years.
Okay.
So before that, you would have had to do whatever visa you were on. Whether you came through with a green card, whether you came on like a fiance visa or a work visa, a student visa, like whatever it is where your journey started, you probably started with some kind of visa. Then you get a green card. and then you have to be here for 5 years, and then you can apply for citizenship, which, by the way, the form is like $800 now. So you're
Yeah,
giving them
it's not surprising.
$800. Then you have to go and do an interview and do all of these tests and studying, and then you have the ceremony where you can finally become a citizen.
And that's when she said, "Fuck this,
I'm
it's
done."
too
I mean,
much."
But I was thinking about it, and I was like, so even if you've gone through like really bad stuff at the moment, or your family has gone through something, or even if you're like, I'm literally leaving this country next week, I'm done
yeah,
with
like
this.
why wouldn't you just
Still take it. Yeah, just
Yeah.
take it. You're literally in the building. You're at the final step.
Except for the fee, maybe. But
Just
like,
take it.
did she have to pay? You think still for this?
Oh, you have to pay when you fill in the form.
So she already paid for it too.
She's already paid. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
none
like
of that.
the government has you've just given the government your money and then just like left. I don't recommend it.
That's
Don't-
crazy.
Don't recommend
That
it.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
something going on there. Wild.
Yeah. So I was like, then
Well,
we were thinking, we're like, maybe she just came here to like stir up a bit of drama, have a bit of fun, spice up her day.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you
can't get
only
in
get
there, right?
this if you are actually taking the oath. Because family members can come with you, but they only give you this at the point where they like take your documents. So I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
so she had it.
definitely, she was, yep. So that was,
Was
everyone
her
was just
name
like,
Karen?
"Eh." So funny.
They
I
probably
get it.
chased it down and said, "Listen, we need you. This is the kind of Karens we need."
You're gonna fit in
someone
perfect
had
here.
to have chased her down
Perfect.
to either take the certificate
Yeah.
or this man has your green card, ma'am. You don't
Oh,
have anything
She
right
gave
now.
away her green card already.
Yeah, when you go in the room, they take your green card because you're about to be given your citizenship. So I'm like, you don't have anything. I don't recommend that. I know it's not a good idea.
Was like
So-
ice waiting
That's
outside
wild.
for her.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah,
man?
just like in the
Jesus.
middle of. So that was fun. But I registered to vote while I was there. They had a woman doing it. So
Let's
I just registered
go.
to vote right there.
When can you vote?
Nice.
Like starting today?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, as soon as you take the oath, you are a citizen. You're
Oh.
good to go.
You got to keep an eye on those special elections. Get your first vote in maybe as soon as next
I
month.
think it's next
Yeah.
month. Yep.
Got a
Yeah,
vote coming up.
Next
that's
month.
awesome.
Yeah.
Do
So
it.
it just feels nice to have citizenship.
So,
Well
did
done.
you say within that you can get an American passport now?
Yep.
Oh,
I can
that's cool.
apply
Or a
right
United
now.
States passport. Nice.
Update my driver's license to have the real ID.
Oh yeah,
all that.
I mean that's good.
All that good
Yeah,
stuff.
something I've been wanting to do on the passport side is they have passport cards. By the way, I don't know if you've heard of this, but
Ooh.
it's like
Oh.
I think it's only a $30 add-on, but it's like the
That would be
same
nice.
size. I might have the price wrong, but it's like the same size, so you get the full passport. But then now you can just carry around your passport information
Like
as well,
the size
like
of a
a
license.
That would be good.
Yes.
So,
So they have something called
that
That would be
works.
good.
Like you don't have to carry the book anymore. You can
yeah,
travel
and
internationally
like you know,
with just this card.
well, the card I think is only accepted in certain countries and blah blah. But for me, I would think of it more as like that backup protection, but also like not
Yeah.
everybody carries their passport every day, right? And I'm like, hey, that would be an easy
Yeah.
way to do it. Yeah, why would we, right? Like
To
we
have
carry a
extra
license,
thing
but
to prove that you're a citizen on you.
yeah,
Passport
you
is
don't have
like
it as a woman.
among the top 5 things that I think I've lost forever, and it like I
Oh,
could have a
jeez.
panic attack trying to find. Like
Yeah.
probably once every 4 years.
Oh, really? I know exactly.
Like
what happened.
I haven't seen my passport in a long time. Where the hell is that
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, when I travel internationally, I and I would do the same regards of this card it being accepted. It's always in my pocket, like because it's so flat. I'll just make sure I wear something that it's like in my right pocket. It's not like a back pocket situation. So it's just like always there. No, not gonna leave it in the hotel room, like you know. So anyway, passport card. You look into it because I mean anybody can get it if you have a passport. So
Look into it. Yeah. Get
been
all the
meaning to do it, too.
documentation. Documents are
yeah.
good.
But I mean, since you're about to
Great.
sign up, it might be a good add-on. For me, I'm like, oh, I gotta
I
go.
might as well.
Like
yeah.
look into it, but
Get
for you, it
in.
might just be like an extra $30. Yeah, I would 100% do it.
So yeah, just we cheered and we waved a flag, and the lady got mad and stormed out. Wonder how she's doing. Hopefully she's got her damn certificate.
I mean, I hope, yeah, with all the, it's hard to like catch a flight right now without being super delayed either. She didn't really think about any of
It's
this.
just, there's, if you want to make a stand after
Yeah.
you've given them the money is not the time. After you've gone through the interview
True.
and waited for hours and months. It's
Yeah, that's not the
time.
right place to
It's
do it.
not the right time.
I don't know. Maybe she's just having a bad day, and this was like kind of the.
The
Yeah, I
tipping point.
mean, I'm sure
I'm
there's
sure, yeah.
but still, you're
I'm
like,
sure.
wow.
Yeah.
Not worth it at all.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
It also means that Bella is a citizen because, you know, if you have a kid under the age of 18, they're automatically a citizen.
Let's go, Bella.
She's
And a
15.
dependent,
We
you
got
can claim
another
her on your
Bella.
taxes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I definitely can. She's also from Britain. She's a British lady.
Got him.
Well, congrats again, Watts.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. What games you been
No.
playing?
Ghost of Yotei. What about
Ghost of
you?
Yotei.
I played a little bit of Ghost of Yotei. I played Absolum. I don't know if you've seen that. It's like a beat 'em up roguelite. Just came out, I think it's today. Clover Pit, Valor Mortis, Dark Soulsy first person I played.
Yeah. I haven't played the demo at
Um,
home yet, but I played it at PAX. So we can
Mm.
talk on it.
So we can start anywhere. You want to talk about Ghost first? We've all played that. Have you played
Yeah.
it, Fran?
No.
Fran, you
So hopefully
banned
no
him from
made
playing
this
it,
close, but-
Mylan.
What?
Yeah, dum-dum. You told me not to use my left hand.
Oh, true. Okay, well, fucking sit in the corner there.
More like Ghost of Yotei for me.
Ghost of
Alright.
Yotei. Yeah, I haven't got many hours in it, but I liked what I played. I mean, I just like being I like being a samurai. I just like the combat a
Yeah.
lot, and I often don't get sucked into open worlds because the combat doesn't always feel good to me. But that kind of keeps. I just want to keep getting in fights every time there's some. I'm like, yep, standoff. I'll fight everyone, and then yeah, I've had a good time. I haven't played enough, I think, to really give any criticisms of it, but it's been
Their
good.
open world is just done so well. Like
Oh, that's true.
It's a really, really well done open world. So like you have the combat, which I think is better than a lot of these kind of games, but it is every second you're just finding something, you're seeing something, you're happening upon something, you're standing there,
Yeah.
you look and you're like, I can see all the way over there, and there's totally a thing over there.
Yeah, they've got the pace
They've
of the
nailed it.
open world with the like take 5 steps, discover something, you know. And if you don't, you usually see something in the distance that you'll go get. But yeah, for me, for sure, I've discovered like 3 things on the way to checkpoint A before I even get there.
Yeah, it's really, really well done open world. I've taken a lot of pictures. Lots of pictures. I've killed no extras of the Yotei 6, still only on the snake, obviously. Today I got a bomb. Got bombs today. That was fun.
That is fun.
Oh, I got pocket sands.
Pocket Sand's
Pocket
great.
sand. Pocket
Pocket
sand. And yeah.
Have you
I'm just
gambled
running around
yet?
having a good time.
Have you found
I
the
have.
gambling den?
Yes,
Yeah,
that is pretty fun. Yeah.
It is
I
fun,
do
isn't
like it. It's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's like just for viewers, it's like you got like a bunch of discs on a table, and you have to like flick the discs with your finger and hit one other disc. You can't be short or you lose your turn. You can't hit 2 discs or you lose your turn. You can't hit any discs off the table or you lose your turn. So it almost plays like pool, but like kind of, differently. And you control it using it's pulling the analog trigger, right? You like, depending on how hard
it's
you
a
pull the
bumper
analog
the
trigger.
trigger, but it's like it's how far you push it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
So
it.
yeah, so if you want a little flick, you just, and like when I
Yeah.
hadn't played in a while, I was like, I just tapped it, but I obviously tapped it all the pressure. So gosh, guys,
Yeah, just shoots off the table.
Yep.
yeah, it shoots right off the table.
Yep.
It starts
But,
off pretty easy, but there could be some like you gotta look at the board and plan like kind of your next
Yeah.
few moves, because you can kind of screw yourself because there are
I don't-
obstacles around the board.
Yeah, I don't know if they slowly increase the difficulty because I feel like I'm at the point now where if I don't one tap it on my first turn, the opponent
They're
will
gonna?
just basically, they'll
Run the
just
table.
like they'll get 6 coins straight away, like almost each time, which is I don't know, it's probably fair because you're just sitting there doing nothing. So
This game continues to be, I think, probably one of the most gorgeous games ever.
Ugh.
Like, it's just
Oh, yeah.
unbelievably well done. I think it kind of shoots itself in the foot a little bit at the beginning because it's all cloudy at the beginning. Like, the first area is very overcast, which mutes a lot of the colors. But as you explore, just unreal. Just gets so good looking.
Do you think they did that intentionally to like you watch some moment where it opens up? Does that happen?
I don't know.
You
I
come
don't,
out
I
I
don't
mean,
feel
feel
like
like
it
you
opens
have
up
that
every time you get on your
experience.
horse.
Because the weather changes like all the time.
Oh, okay.
So it's
It's just an artistic choice then, huh?
weather changes all the time.
I will say there's not like a ton new stuff from the last game. Like, it doesn't feel like there's like a ton of like one of the feelings I had when I was playing the first one was like, oh, this is like so creative, right? Like the way they don't just have like a bunch of stuff on the map and you just go from point to point. You kind of unlock this stuff by like chasing foxes around, chasing birds around, using the wind as navigation. And that feels very much the same as the last game. Like I was hoping that a lot of the time I was playing the first game, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to, if this is what they did with this formula this time around, I can't wait to see what they're going to do next time, right? Now that they've got this one under their belt. But it doesn't feel like the same level of innovation that was in the first game. Like, it feels very much like a continuation of the first game as far as like all the kind of like the systems and like the way you navigate the world and just kind of.
That's the hard thing with sequels. There's always a hard thing. It's like if you hit it right the first time, like how much do you change? Do you take a risk and like risk making the sequel not enjoyable, what people liked about the first one, or do you kind of double down on what worked in the first time and just do more of it?
It's
Yeah, we kind of had a
definitely-
similar conversation with Silk Song. It's kind of like it's
yeah.
more Hollow Knight, and I kind of like that. But
Yeah.
you can definitely see the criticism is like, well, it wasn't much changed either.
Yeah.
It's definitely like Tsushima, but everything is a little bit better. It's like the visuals are a step up. Like you have more weapons now, so you can kind of mess around with different play styles more rather than just stances. I think the music is better. I think that the areas, like feels like it's a bigger map. Like there's more to see and more variety in there. There's also the side stuff that you're doing. It seems like there's more variety of it, and they've worked in the side content to be more involved with the world than Tsushima was. Instead of it being like, I'm a guy and here's a thing for you to do and that's it. They'll
Yeah.
give you some information about the area or one of the Yotei 6, and it feels like it's all just kind of working together a bit better.
I like the dueling. The dueling has like its own story now, like where there's
Yeah.
like this master that everybody is like kind of competing to get a chance to fight, and you're kind of like dealing with like the disciples of that master, and then you end up fighting the master himself. It's pretty interesting. The main story though still has not grabbed me at all.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if it's because I've done like no story missions because I've killed one, and that was the one that they forced me to.
At the beginning,
But
yeah.
I was saying today, I was like, with Atsu and with Jin, I feel like both of them are fine, but neither of them I felt like really compelled and like attached to in any way. Yeah, they're almost like stand-ins for myself almost. Right?
Jin
They
at
don't seem
least
to have
had.
too much personality.
I liked how Jin at least had the kind of like he was
Conflicting.
the confliction between like kind of the samurai code and kind of like this stealth ninja stuff that he was learning and using to great extent. Like that was, I thought, pretty interesting. Also, his backstory, and I thought the bad guys were a little more interesting. These bad guys, not, it just, the story feels very generic. You know what I mean? Like you've seen this revenge movie before, and you kind of know how it goes.
Yeah,
so
I'm definitely curious to see how it fleshes out.
Yeah,
from here.
yeah. But
I think
I
the
mean,
bad guys. I think because he's like he had his family killed, and now he's like killing everyone else. Is basically what's going on.
That doesn't make it okay.
No, I know. I'm like, you read his letters about how sad he is that things have happened, and I'm like, but you're killing babies.
Yeah, you pinned
Mm.
me to a burning tree. And also,
As
I'm
a
not digging how my
child.
character is starting to feel like bad about this revenge quest she's on. No, justified revenge quest. Let's do this. This is
Just
full
go
on.
all in.
Let's
all
fuck
in
these people
murder.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
they pinned me to a burning tree with a sword.
As a child.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they killed my
As a
brother,
child.
who was kind of cool. He was a cool brother. Yeah.
But I think it's really good. If you like Tsushima, you will like Yotei because it's Tsushima, but everything is just taken up a notch.
I will say, if they had
It's
released
really
Legends
beautiful.
mode right at the bat, I would be playing that instead of the story.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really looking
Yeah.
forward to Legends modes being.
So do
Being
I
released
have
for
to
this.
like level up everything to get Legends mode, or is it all
No,
standardized?
separate
It's
story.
a
Separate.
standalone, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice. You don't
That
need
was
to
next
unlock
year,
it.
though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometime next year. We don't know if it'll be like summer, spring, or later, but
I hope it's
we'll
winter.
see. Yeah. Now wait. Let's go rewind just to be sure how you truly do feel. Before you said you wish it all launched at once. Now that you've had
Yeah,
some
I would
time to
absolutely
play,
be playing Legend mode. I preferred Legend mode tremendously over the original Tsushima.
but would that mean you would have been playing both right now, or you're
No,
like, nah, I probably wouldn't.
I would be focusing on Legend mode.
Right. And you who knows if you'd even play the main thing. So this is
I
like
mean,
as
I would
close
check
as you
it
can
out.
get. Yeah.
But it's like to me, it's like Call of Duty. Like, there's a story mode, but I'm here for the multiplayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see we had this discussion before. That's why I totally get it. I mean, there's no true right or wrong way, especially when it's your money and time. But I think you're adding to my cause, which is like, oh, but it kind of like fractures the player base, the discussion, and the focus, et cetera. And it's like kind of there's no downside to it coming later. If it's good, it's good. Whether it's now or later. So, in other
Now
words,
and later.
you've played what seemingly is
Like
a great
delicious
game.
sugary
Yeah,
treat.
but you've played what seemingly is a great game because you're not like there's not so many different modes to play. And like Call of Duty is a good example. I feel like I mean, I know I've been through this, which is like you get sucked into like, oh, my friends are playing Warzone or I'm trying the DMZ mode or whatever is new, zombies. And you're like, I'll get to the story later, which is like many of them are really, really good and an amazing value and tons of artistry and work poured into them. But you're like, nah, I missed it because I was too busy like grinding through multiplayer modes. So I like it for that reason, but obviously biased to that. I'm looking forward to playing it. Yeah, I'm just Dr. Mylan's orders. I'm going to stay off till I can figure out
Good.
Correct.
Controllers mess you up too?
bother in my left hand. I don't know yet. Like,
Oh, you haven't even
but-
tried.
I think the controller will be fine if you're resting it here rather than your arm.
You probably could use a thumbstick.
Yeah.
That's going to
Well.
be a different muscle.
Yeah, I don't think it would be as bad, but like the trigger there alone, like that's
Trigger will-
yanking on all of that same soft tissue, which it may not be as bad, but yeah, basically for those who want to really understand, it's that definitely the upward lifted type stuff
Oh,
that is causing tons of, I think, scarring, fatigue type stuff with like, you get tissue knots, and Mylan knows better than I do, but you get a lot of junk in there, and that happens to your whole body, and it just builds up over time. And as I understand it, like it's a problem. So anyway, Monday was my reset. I've figured out thus far that typing and phone seem to be triggering it. So that's step one. So if I can control that for long enough, like I'm looking forward to getting Yotei out of the way. But per what Briar said, hey, I've got till next year, man. I'm just coasting until Legends. Then I'll check it out. Worst case.
No Ninja Gaiden, Fran? That's coming up.
Yeah, you might as well chop off my arm with one of those
Well,
blades.
at least
You're
you
gonna have
have
me playing a game like
Dispatch
that.
coming out. Dispatch is
What?
new, and that's
Oh, yeah, when is
literally like a
that?
Telltale game. So
Oh
you
yeah,
can-
that's
you can
right.
play that.
Oh, that's that really cool, colorful looking one, right?
It's a super villain / hero.
Oh, okay. Wait, I was thinking of. It was in the recent like show
The Telltale
PlayStation
kind.
showcase. What was that game where I'm thinking of? You know, it's like isometric, but super vibrant and like almost painterly. Oh, well, we talked about it.
Remember.
Don't worry about it. It's probably right here in my little time code notes. But anyway, oh, maybe Zero Parades. Is that it?
Oh, Zero Parades. I'm gonna
think
be in a
that's-
video, my reaction video, apparently from them, eventually. They asked. I don't know. Maybe they
Yeah,
won't use
yeah.
it. They'll watch it and go, actually, no, this reaction sucks. We're not using it anymore.
But Battlefield 6, I did.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
got
Milo
an
just got
email.
raptured.
Well, there he goes. The
Oh, he's
demons
a
are
little
coming
late.
out of the ground. They're grabbing his head. He's tearing it apart. You're back.
I got an email saying, we'll pay you to post this clip of you playing Battlefield. It was already a clip I had
Oh, nice.
from a live stream.
They did the work.
And the only reason I didn't pay it is I didn't have a high quality version of it because it went for a little bit long. So it was a shitty version of a Twitch stream. I was like, okay. I mean, to be honest, I wanted to post that clip. I just didn't think it was a high enough quality. Sure. And it was all automated. And it wasn't a scam. I did get paid. Okay,
It
so-
wasn't a scam. That's
Yeah.
good.
That's
yeah,
a nice change.
I wasn't hacked. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
cool.
That's good to hear.
Hell
So I
yeah.
did battle.
What was the context of
Am
the
I the
clip?
only one going to be playing Battlefield? Fran can't. Are you a Battlefield fan, Briar?
Yeah, I've
Battlefield
liked
6?
them in the past. I've never gotten like tremendously into any of them. Battlefield 3 maybe is probably the most I played of one
Man,
Yeah,
was
I mean,
there.
on the Xbox 360.
I only played Battlefield before Destiny. That's all I did.
That's
Yeah,
all
just
you
play
did.
Battlefield. That's the only game I really played. So I'm kind of excited because I did enjoy the beta. So I don't
comes
know who
out
we're
tomorrow?
gonna
Is
flip.
that right?
Coming out tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Fran, but hey, hold on, Fran. You can be in a tank and you can use the mouse.
Woo!
can be my
you just be
tank gunner.
man.
Yeah, like we'll see. First of all, you're not even gonna be here, right? Aren't you like off the grid in like
I'm going
days?
to stream over the weekend because
something
next
important
Wednesday
going on?
I will have a new addition to the family.
I was
a new
gonna say you have a
goblino.
baby coming. You gotta stay home. Where are you going?
I am home.
this is true? I mean, once like
she needs to stay home. She's gonna pop out a baby in the wilderness,
yeah,
and you're gonna have to deliver it.
That would be.
You know,
I-
they
I
say
would
the
have to-
dingoes
I'd
could
fire- you know what
take
I'll
your
do?
baby.
Vlog it, monetize it.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
would fire a YouTube stream, a Twitch stream. Chat, this is your time to backseat me. How do I deliver a baby?
yeah. You did
Oh,
you
they'd
see?
love it. Pretend
you
to be
see this?
doctors. I would agree.
I didn't tell you guys. Chat has potentially named the child.
Ooh, what'd they go with?
Well, we
Francis.
Baby
We
big
don't
baby
know.
face.
we don't know the gender yet. We're keeping it a surprise.
Okay.
And I let Danny sit in front of the stream yesterday while I went and got a coffee. And she basically come back and said, I think we've
Oh, I
named
heard of it.
kids. If it's a girl, we're gonna call it Ada. And I was like, oh god. it's a
After
destiny
Ada
name.
Wong?
See, I
Uh,
thought that too,
Ada
bro. I
One.
said Resident Evil. I didn't
Ada
even. I
One.
forgot actually. Ada
Ada
one.
it's a really nice name.
Now it makes me
Yeah,
wonder.
but then
isn't
they're like,
Ada
well,
one?
you know, you have Ada Lovelace and stuff like that, who's like a mathematician, and apparently it's Ada Lovelace Day, the day before Danny's due.
Oh.
But then I actually like the name, but do I want to be reminded that chat named my kid? After it-
Mm.
That's the hard
Mm.
part.
They could
Just give them
possibly
the
hang
middle
that
name,
over your head
Not
forever.
chat's idea.
Yeah, I think you can look at it. You know, you can just flip the script. I mean, they helped your wife come up with a great name that
Yeah.
she likes.
Or
So they
just
So you're like,
refuse
oh,
to
yeah.
acknowledge
money
it.
What's the
Just like
difference?
whenever
to
somebody brings it
support-
up, be like, that's stupid. You guys did not name my kid Ada.
No. Here's what you do. You said, yeah, that makes all of you grandparents. So now you
Yes.
must pay for the child.
Yes. Send diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to
Yeah,
set up a
actually.
recurring payment because
No,
they were a
what-
part of it.
You're
Yeah.
all
Invested.
godparents now.
Oh yeah, your fairy godparents, chat. Your fairy godparents.
Fairy godparents. Yep. You owe him money.
Did you
Yeah.
guys see this though about the woman giving birth on Twitch? Apparently.
I did.
No.
yes.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
Did
so
you do that on
Marlon, you've still
purpose
got an
or
option.
just kind of like,
Yeah.
oops.
Yeah, like I mean, apparently, I didn't look into it too much, but someone named Fandy, I I mean, I didn't even watch it. I'm like, that's just wow.
We got to keep
But
some stuff to ourselves.
yeah, but
That
it's
is
hard to
commitment
make it
right
out
there.
there for anybody, no
Can
matter
you
what your
imagine a
job is.
baby
Friends
coming
like-
out and someone yelling, claps in
like-
chat, poggers?
Yeah, exactly. Like there'd be so. I mean, I don't. I think if you're, giving birth, you're probably not able to like check chat. So the good news is she was probably not distracted by any of that. But clearly it was.
Oh, you don't think she was
interested in
answering
what-
questions like live? I mean, she's not interacting with chat.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch it. One of the reports here I'm reading says that Fandy had said, "Hi, Twitter, my water just broke, so I think I'm going with this live baby time." And then
I'm gonna start this.
it was an 8.5 hour labor.
She do it at home? Was it a home birth?
It was
Yeah.
home, yeah.
But
Which is scary too. for your
wild.
first
That
just
scares
one.
that shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I think had a plan. You don't just, as far as I know, you don't just decide to
Yeah,
give birth at home.
That's what I
unless, like,
think of
it's
when I
just an
think of
emergency
YouTubers and
happening.
Twitch streamers. It's how well they plan things out.
Well,
How
yeah, but-
reliable they are.
But this, I'm gonna assume, but without looking into the facts. But no, 8.5 hour labor, by the way, for those.
Eight
who
and
don't know.
a half is still it's within
That's
a
a standard Twitch
reasonable
stream.
amount for like the first kid
Yeah, some of the it could have gone on much longer, right? So
days.
Do they get faster as you go? I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah?
they do. Yeah.
Usually the body works out what the hell's going on.
They're like, oh, done this before.
yeah.
Done it
don't
once.
think it's-
I'm an expert.
I don't think it's easy in any way, regardless. But that's just
No.
a guess.
No, it's God's punishment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as a guy, I'm like, that's one thing I'm like fascinated by it and the miracle of it all. But I'm like, I am so glad that
Yeah,
is not my
missed
role.
that bullet, right?
They go, "Whew."
We
Yeah,
paced
I mean,
down and up
it's-
and we
it's
have to give
it's
birth.
scary.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Your belly button can fall out while you're
Really?
pregnant. Just randomly. Just falls out. Gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can lose all your teeth.
What?
Yeah, there's lots of different like complication stuff. that can
Very
happen. Yeah,
cool.
nerve
That's just pregnancy
pain, all
stuff.
sorts of things, right?
Teeth.
You can become paralyzed from pushing it out.
Watts, you're scaring off. We already have like birth.
Don't do
rate
it,
problems.
girl,
You're
ladies.
scaring everybody off.
do it,
from having
ladies.
Babies, like we're gonna run out of people.
That's fine. Remember, AI is replacing us all anyway. So.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
true. If you just give in to the next wave,
give in.
which is,
We'll just
Humanity-
hang
by
out
the
with
time it's so
ChatGPT
bad.
for the rest of our lives. It'd be great.
Well, I need a new. Last time Danny went into labor, we were playing V Rising. I mean, it's kind of
well,
funny,
that's pretty topical.
but
Yeah, I was thinking, what a apt
V
name.
Rising. Wow.
what
like
games should we play this
worshipping.
time?
It's
Mega Bonk.
Silent and Mega Bunk is good. Silent Hill F. Mylan.
Scare it out.
Kanaka will be really disappointed in her.
There'll be more than one horror happening.
Maybe to circle back. So did we finish up on Battlefield 6? Did you finish? I mean, it was actually really in it, but I'm like, wait, weren't we talking about Battlefield 6?
Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna play some over the weekend. I really enjoyed the beta.
Oh, you are?
Put the baby in the tank.
I guess it's got a campaign too, so I probably
That's-
goes as a campaign.
It does.
That's the thing I'm still fascinated to hear about. Actually, there's been some reviews in progress, so I'm like, are they talking about this at all? I haven't heard anything. I'll take a quick look, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
do- I did
hoping that
actually have
that
a
is
review
pretty
copy,
decent
but
too.
I haven't. I like to save it for stream, so I think I'll.
yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine the campaign goes for too long. It'd be interesting to see if it's good or not, and then jump into the multiplayer. In fact, I might jump into the multiplayer straight away, to be honest, because I'll hopefully have some Aussies on. We can tank it up.
Yeah, I'm reading a little bit from someone I know over at IGN, Simon Carty, who was saying that, like, yeah, it's got lots of like, I'm paraphrasing here, but glitz and glam and stuff, but it's not.
Glitz and
To
glam.
him, seems to say doesn't burn particularly bright for kind of a short 5-ish hours kind of thing. So I don't know. That's just one opinion. We'll see.
Just
still
one.
hoping there's something in there, but
And it's
not.
IGN, so
Hey, this is Simon Carty. At least it's someone I know. And as you know, I'm a big proponent of like, yeah,
I'm
I
kidding.
get it.
There
I
was
know.
actually a
I know you
really
are.
good video on Phantom Blade Zero the other day on IGN. It was a really
Yeah.
well done, like first impressions of the playing through the demo.
Yeah,
That
no,
got
and
released
you can
date
say
yet,
whatever.
Phantom Blade.
No, apparently they're announcing it this year, so I'm gonna guess they're doing it at the Game Awards.
Yeah,
I bet they're gonna
you
do
never
it at
know.
the Game Awards because that would be a big eyeballs on game.
It's like a Mile and Arc Raiders bet for the Summer Game Fest.
The
But no,
release
like,
Don't bring
date,
up-
not releasing though.
Bring up that trauma.
actually, right after, I
Don't
do
you
want to
put
bring
that
up
bad juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
I do want to bring up Arc Raiders after this.
Arc
but,
Raiders, yeah, sure.
but no, but like real. I mean, you can say whatever you want about IGN, but I am a big proponent of whoever you talk about. Know who is behind what was said or the opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
who when IGN
Find
did the
out who that
Arc
Arc
Raiders
Raiders
hit piece.
guy is.
Yeah, who
Arc
was
Find out
Raiders
who
that?
it
hit
is.
piece. I don't remember this hit piece. There was
Mostly just because they don't know how to record
Some
in
questions
anything
about it.
higher than 480p.
who?
I don't know. I don't know.
Video recording wasn't
I
the
don't know
best.
who it was. It was so bad. I was Fran would have been equally as offended. Basically,
This was
wouldn't
on
have happened if-
IGN?
It wouldn't have happened
Oh,
if you were there, Fran.
it wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have
tonight.
let it go through. You would have gone. You
You
go
wouldn't
and
have let it-
Tell me
record
that
that
they
footage
had a-
again.
Like an IGN first 480p only video or something?
And it was just really, really bad quality.
No, that doesn't happen. That shouldn't happen.
You know what? I'll send you the video and see what you think.
Fran, you should react to
I need to see
bad
the article it's
IGN
in.
videos.
Oh, I
That's
love that
what you should
idea.
do.
Back in my day,
It's been long
You don't
enough.
have to use your hands.
It's been long enough that I'm sure I
IGN
could, but-
employee reacts to IGN.
Yes.
I don't know
bad
that it
takes.
Put that
you know,
on YouTube.
yeah,
me, like,
Yes.
being a backseat producer for
yeah.
videos that I have nothing
IGN
on.
producer
Just talk
reacts to
mad shit
terrible
about
IGN
everybody you used to
takes.
work
Well,
with.
of course, people would like that, but no, I don't
Yeah,
feel
they
that
would.
way at all. But I will say, yeah, I
Become
do
a
watch stuff that.
millionaire.
It's like I think it'd be a very small audience where if I'm watching IGN Daily Fix, I'm like, what is going on with the
If
graphics
you're
and
dumping
sound?
on IGN, Fran, you
Yeah.
might just become a billionaire.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean,
People Yeah,
I'd pay to
that's
watch
the
that.
real heel turn.
That's right.
They still do. To Watts' point, they still do plenty of good stuff. But yeah, if there's some
They
messed
do,
up
yeah,
video,
they have some good folks.
actually, I will say, if you do see any like messed up videos, like technically, let me know because I can pass
Yeah,
through to that.
watch
I'm like,
the
hey,
Arc Raiders
they may
one,
not-
friend. You
they may
better
not
watch
know.
it tonight. You better
tell
watch
me
it
after
tonight.
what you're talking about.
I'm gonna link it to you. You watch it tonight. You watch it.
Yeah, because I mean, a
I'll
lot
get
of the
this
people
up.
I hired are still there, but there's, it's very.
Is it
different
too
these
late
days.
to
Sometimes
fire
it's-
him, Fran? Can you go back and be like, yo, I know I don't work here anymore, but you're fired.
No. Maybe a write up.
Right up.
First warning.
Oh man. Well, speaking of Arc Raiders,
Mm,
can I bring it up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please do.
Let me write this down with one hand. Arc Raiders. Yeah, no, they just released today. I don't know, Milo, did you see this about the details of the reset stuff and how they're handling like resets?
No, tell me.
Ooh.
Yeah, so number one, Arc Raiders is out soon. It's imminent, right? It is
of the month, I think.
End of the month. Okay. But anyway, so they just today, the design director Virgil over there talked about like, hey, look, we want to talk about wipes and like the challenges with that stuff. Kind of in short saying like, they understand the benefits of a global wipe, but that that can be really challenging for those who just don't have that amount of time. It can be a real turnoff. So they wanted to try to do stuff in their own way. So they got a big write-up on it.
Okay, this is a great topic because this is like the biggest topic when it
Oh.
comes to extraction shooters.
These games, yeah. You feel
Hell
like you
yeah.
can't keep up with it, or it's too penalizing with a reset, so you stop playing. And
So maybe for people who are not familiar with extraction shooters, what they mean by like a wipe is obviously as you play the game and you accumulate gear, you eventually get like better gear, better armor, better bullets, whatever like the economy is of the game. And what can happen is if you don't play much, you might be straight up fighting people with better gear, and then it might feel like it's not very fair, and then they'll do a wipe and everyone gets reset back to zero. You start again collecting everything. So this is kind of the conversation about like resets and wipes, basically wiping everything you've collected and starting again. Sometimes other games will reset your progress with traders and other like progression things too. So for those people who played Marathon,
like
you know,
Destiny.
often you unlock like, you know, perks or modules or like stuff that you can buy, and like as you get better vendors, you know, to get better gear. So they'll, you know, reset that progress too. But let's see what they're planning.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like it's a great parallel, which everyone, for the most part, knows about Tarkov. They may or may not realize that, like, you lose everything. It's all gone. And so, like, to make that clear, right, one parallel here is like in Tarkov, you're like, whatever, you got to find a key somewhere and you got to get it out, extracted, and then you got to come back with it and like unlock the truck. And like, then, you know, you got to do all that all over again with your faction vendors, and unless they've changed those designs, right? Everything you have to redo. And that's like the appeal of it for some people. Everybody starts at a base, but
well,
so anyway,
there's two kind of mind frame, you know, states of mind when it comes to wipes. Like a lot of people will say that the best time that like extraction shooters are fun is like the first 2 weeks of wipe, when everyone is kind of like using shitty guns, because fights go for longer, they're more engaging, you know, you get good combat, it's a little bit more exciting, you know, basically the meta's been reset, so the game can kind of feel fresh again.
Yeah. So what they say, when you hit level 20, you're going to have access to these projects. And so I should probably just read right here what they say. In the full game, players will have access to a feature called projects. At level 20, the first major project that player will have access to is the Expedition Project. Upon completion, this project makes a character reset available. So, right, you get to level 20, then you have access to the project, and then you have to do the project, and then you'll have access to reset it. If that was in my words there, if I'm understanding it right. So if you do that reset as well, there seems to be a mechanic that, you know, the only way you can do another reset after, and there may be some like, this is me speculating a bit based on what I saw, but you do the first project right, and then you'll have access to the next project, and you can keep resetting and following that path. And they say this will operate on a cycle of about 8 weeks for that expedition project. And, you know, a side note in here, they talk about like, this is their approach. Like they want to start by, what did they say exactly? They want to start by focusing on, let me find it right here. Sorry. Well, basically what they said is, since it is their first attempt at something unique, they want to be careful not to like throw too many things out there. So generally they're focusing on permanent account unlocks for each completed expedition, unique cosmetic rewards from each completed expedition, account buffs, in quotes, that are applied for the duration of the following expedition cycle, and sequential completions of the expedition project increase the magnitude of these buffs, up to a limit. And yeah, so they want to be very careful about the nature of them, and they wanted to also they say completing a reset should never give a player a power or combat advantage over anyone who has not completed a reset. So initially, they're centered around cosmetics, bragging rights, quality of life, and smoothing out some of those aspects. So anyway, that's like kind of their take at it. It's like I guess a hybrid. Like you will reset your character right back. You'll have the ability to reset your character, but otherwise, if you, let's say you were working on it, the way they frame it is that if you didn't finish it within that cycle, you'll be able to pick up that on the next one. So you can still finish that first, you know, expedition project as the next cycle starts, I believe is the way it works.
I'm going to have to read through this.
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit
a
more.
lot.
I mean, it kind of sounds like Prestige in Call of Duty, right? Or what you get to choose if you want to reset and go next, and you'll get some cosmetics for like basically wiping your character. But I mean, by the sounds of it, will you still be versing people who have not reset? Like this sounds like you'll be challenging yourself to
that. I thought the same
press
thing,
the
Malin.
button.
I was like, if you're level 20 and didn't reset, and I did, how does that work when we're in the same lobbies? But I intuitively, I kind of read it like you did, where they're like, well, you get bragging rights about like your buffs, your resets, your cosmetics, you know, things to show off if you're doing this. So I don't know. I mean, maybe the first question to answer is like, do we even know in Arc Raiders how a level 1 player really can stack up once you understand the game against a level 20 player? Like, how much does it really matter anyway? I don't really remember.
So you
know.
know this it's very similar to like Apex Legends. You've got like rarity in shields and rarity in guns. So you know if you
Mhm.
only have like a white shield, you have a very small shield bar. If you have a purple shield, you're gonna have like quite a large chunky shield bar. It's definitely meaningful in what you can take in.
But you
And
can get those out, those shields, any level, right?
yeah, you could pick
Yeah.
them. You could pick them up in your first raid. I mean, that's
Right.
like kind of the race when a wipe happens. If like you can get hold of like good gear early and just find them and know where they spawn, then
Yeah.
you're gonna be at a huge
Mm.
advantage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not like they're not available to you. But the thing is, like, once you level up vendors, then you can buy that stuff. So then, like,
Oh,
it's really
right.
how they balance their economy.
Yeah.
And what happens, I
Mhm.
think, that makes it difficult in other games is when you can buy everything. I think crafting gear slows players down. So, for example, if I can buy a purple shield for $20,000 redos, well, then I just need to go farm $20,000 redos and I have a purple shield. Whereas if
Right.
to get the purple shield, I need a pack of nails, chicken foot, and
Yeah.
an iron bar. Like it makes it much more difficult to like stockpile really good gear, and that all comes
Right.
down to like the game economy and
Yeah.
how they're going to balance that.
Yeah. Maybe
Because
let
I
me
don't
just
think you really want people to have 20 purple shields sitting in their vaults and 20 purple
Right.
guns
Right.
sitting in their
Right.
vault. You kind of want
Yeah.
people to be making decisions on when they're like, all right, we're going to gear up now and we'll do a really good run, hopefully.
Right. Yeah.
And
No,
get out
this will
there.
be, a big question and problem for Marathon as well for the same reasons. Well, here, let me quickly read this part. What is kept and what is lost? Here's what they say. Players will lose anything inherent to their character's progress, levels, skills, items in inventory, workshop, crafting capabilities, etc. Players will keep cosmetics earned or purchased, awards, achievements, rankings. Mine, stop pausing there. Do you remember what rankings were for? I don't really remember what rankings are versus like levels, but I'll continue on if it doesn't pop up. So let me keep reading. If you remember what rankings are, let me know. Essentially, anything rooted solely in the metagame or involving real money will be preserved. So for convenience, after you complete the expedition, players will be able to skip the majority of the onboarding and the tutorial that you went through as a new player. This being things like unlocking certain features, maps, etc. as they play through the early game. They will just be available from the start of a fresh reset. So yeah, I mean, again, they were like, why would you do this then? And they said, well, permanent account unlocks, unique cosmetics, account buffs that are applied for the duration. But again, they said they wanted to be careful to not give you power or combat advantage over anyone who's not completed a reset. So I don't know what these buffs are.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, either way, they're like,
Yeah, so
we're
they're kinda
taking a
saying,
stab at
like-
it because it's a problem. And I like that. Iterate, fail fast. I like that.
I mean, it is the number one problem that will push players away with an extraction
Yep.
shooter is how they manage resets and like the general economy. Like if you, as an example, if you're late to the party in Arc Raiders and like all your mates are playing it, you're like, all right, I'll jump in, and you lose 5 raids back to back against fully geared players, you'll be like, oh, I've missed my opportunity to play the game.
Like,
Like
yeah.
I've got to have to sneak around until I can get better gear, or people just leave.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I mean,
It just might be a way of
interesting.
resetting the really committed and sweaty players and pushing them back down. It's kind of like a forced matchmaking, really, where it's like, oh, you're that good? Okay, here's some cool bragging rights, but you got to go back down the ladder and start again.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But again, I like that they're open and transparent about it. That's always good. They're getting ahead of the conversation. It's 8 weeks. I don't think that's too crazy. Tarkov is always like, well, we'll let you know. And we're still a beta game, right? I mean, actually, I think they're finally out of beta after like 20 years. But
Yeah, they're 1.0 now.
But yeah, so I mean, I like they're messing around with it and getting ahead of the conversation. These will, regardless, like the people talking about this are going to be very, very into the game. And then I don't know if I read it in here, but they did say it would be quite a challenge. they showed a video of the project, and it literally was finding like rare materials, and like there'd be like 8 stages of a project, and you're just like finding crap that you gotta like come back and put in the machine to like upgrade your project. So it's gonna be, I think, quite a grind, but also,
So this
you
is
know,
very similar to
it's like a
hideouts
faction
in
quest.
Tarkov. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's almost like a faction quest where it's, I mean, yeah, actually, that's a good point. It is just like hideouts where you're just upgrading with a bunch of like, gear that you're throwing into this to recycle and power your project. But what I was going to say is it does, when you're at level 20, it gives you something to work on that's good, right? We didn't say it explicitly, but this is a big part of the end game. So now you're going in at level 20. And again, I don't know how the matchmaking and balance works, but you will be at, like, say, stage 5 of this project, and you have 8 weeks to do it. You're trying to get this gear out. So whether you wipe a team that's got like all the gear that you were looking for, or you're like, oh crap, I just spent like 40 minutes trying to get this purple item out. So that'll be interesting
Yeah.
to
So it's
see how that
definitely
feels.
like,
It'll add the thrill.
it's definitely going to, obviously reset those hardcore players. And I'm just like looking at some of the materials here. Like I know batteries are one of the crafting materials you need to make shields. So it's like it's starting to steal your materials that you need for gear as well
Yeah.
by investing them into your expeditions, really. So like it's I think hardcore players gonna like it. It's gonna be something like, now it's tough. Like now I got to put all these materials into this stupid thing. I can't make gear from it.
Yeah, it's the like, maybe I missed it. I don't think so, but they don't like make it clear what the incentives are in terms of the like the weight of them. Like when they say, "Oh, it's a permanent account unlock for each completed expedition."
I don't know what that would mean.
I don't know what that
Permanent account
means.
unlock.
Like, is it like a vendor unlock that then you can always buy like this quality of med, or like, I don't know. Unique cosmetics. Now that is where you get into like, this is something I talk about a lot. And I'm like, yes, I hope you invest so much time on this. Like if I see Mylan running around in like a shiny Daft Punk laser suit that fits within the world, but I'm like, holy crap, like this dude like was grinding.
Earning rewards.
Yeah.
Chase
but to show off is, So I think that stuff is always huge. Is like, that's the thing, right? It doesn't have to be for power. Sometimes it's just to show off like your time and your ability, of course. Like that's like that maybe it's just me, but I'm like, not everything has to be for the power or the permanent end game, but getting rare stuff to show off. I mean, Destiny has proven that even, right? Like you were there for certain raid things, and that's why everybody's vault is full of the things you want to keep and show off. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Arc Raiders.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing them say it would never give a power or combat advantage. I don't know how you interpret like permanent account unlocks and like account buffs.
Yeah,
I mean, if
I'm
it's
like,
a buff, it's inherently giving you advantage at some point.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, yeah, wait, how do you give me a permanent account?
But the buff might be something like maybe it reduces like the materials needed to craft an item.
Right, but that's like a quiet.
You have the same
buff.
gear, but it's a buff, but you're not at an advantage. Yeah. It might just change like your economy for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they have cool cosmetics, the thing is, everyone's going to chase it. Everyone who's really into it, and the people who won't chase are people that like don't have the time to play the game all the time, and just want to play casually, and they can do that. So, might be a really good option.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was looking at there. So first of all, it launches around October 30th. I don't think there's an early release period. There better not be, because it's a level-based game. I will skewer them if that is in there, which I'm pretty sure it's not. It doesn't say, but correct me if I'm wrong here, chat. But I was looking at the deluxe stuff, and maybe it gives you a preview of like, and this is, by the way, it is, I always bring this up too. I'm like, when you give, you open the door to the vampire and let them in the house when it comes to pay for cosmetics. Like, I have rarely seen, in other words, where you have cool cosmetics that costs $24 in the store. And it's like, it will make you look like, in this case, I don't know what's a good world fit for this, but you know, whatever, the Mandalorian, you're like looking at next to as good as like the Mandalorian with Yoda on your back. And you're like, oh, it's so cool. It's $24. Awesome. I bought it. And then there's the dude who just spent 120 hours to unlock like this seasonal cosmetic. It better be freaking good. But so they got their work cut out.
And you know what? I think cosmetics are like hard for extraction shooters too, because it's like it's such a game where stealth and like not being seen is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like other PvP games, it's fast enough that it doesn't matter and there's not much consequence. Like
Yeah, like
you
maybe
don't want to be like moving around with a rainbow cat fucking flying off your head.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's going to turn into that regardless. But
True.
yeah, I was going to read a couple of that. They have a finger gun rapid emote. These are the deluxe edition stuff. Cowboy, scrappy skin, lip scar, face cosmetic, blanket roll on your backpack. So yeah, like actually, you know, you said it very well. That would be really interesting if it's like you just get, you know, you have base cosmetics. Then you have, okay, well, this is cool. I really want this like gold fleece rolled up thing, and it's not like too crazy. And then, you know, maybe you just get a lot more cosmetics by playing through this.
yeah.
I hope that's their investment, because again, that would be really cool where
'cause
you're not
the
as kitted out
finals is
looking.
pretty crazy, but I feel like
Oh, yeah.
Arc Raiders is really toned down from the finals, like from the battle
Yeah.
passes we have seen. Like it's you know much more grounded, and I think the cool thing about having everything being a little bit more grounded is like some of their exotic weapons that we saw from the beta. They look like Sleeper Simulant or like, you know, those junk weapons kind of like patched together. And they've actually got some really cool like sci-fi going on, but they're still within, you know, the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say, looking through the screens on the deluxe page, it's like, yeah, all the cosmetics so far they're showing, like one looks kind of like the Starfield look. That's the Astro bundle. Another is very much just like your classic, like Western kind of space cowboys.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like insane so far. And then, yeah, the Scrappy skin, I took it for granted. I forgot Scrappy, I think, is your chicken.
Chicken.
And
Rooster, yeah.
you can get them cosmetics, which actually, that's pretty huge.
Yeah,
So
is.
you can skin your chicken. That's a
excuse me?
good direction. Yeah.
Sounds like something Fran would be doing.
I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
right now. I mean, it's difficult to do.
Cool.
Anyway, so yeah, Arc Raiders resets. That I think, did they give the date on that? Were you in there, Mylan, when this would start? Did they say when like the season project starts?
I've got the article here. I without really going through, I probably won't know. I'm just looking
The
at
image shows like a timeline of October 30th to December 14th. Reach on.
it just says
so maybe it's available
the
from day
cycle
one.
Its cycle is 8 weeks. So I don't know if it just starts immediately and once you reach
Probably.
level
Looks-
20, you can open up
It
expedition.
looks that way. Yeah, it looks like, in other words, there's no like seasonal release after. That's what I was trying to make sure I was clear on. Yeah, it looks like as soon as you reach
Oh, yeah,
20,
October
you'll
30th,
already go straight to the
December.
end game.
December 14th,
So,
yeah.
so yeah, here comes like the streams where somebody played for, 94 hours straight, like in Diablo, just to get their project done. Or I'll be curious to hear how long it takes someone to like really power through, and if they were on a team, how's it feel solo?
The stuff like I feel like this kind of idea really does tap into like stream culture too, where it's like, you know, when Destiny first came out, like leveling
Yes.
this, like unlocking all the things, doing all the things, like just focusing on getting a battery. I need one more battery to complete my expedition.
Yeah, actually, this image. So, time out. This image is saying December 15th to 20th. Sorry, the timeline is actually from October. Now I understand it better. October 30th to December 14th. It's saying that caravan construction and supply phases are available for this project. And then it looks like there's a little bit of a cap there. And not until December 15th, right before Christmas, they open up what they say is the finalization phase.
Yeah,
And
we have
then
1 week to
December
finish.
21st, the completed caravans depart. And so I don't know if that's saying at that point you'll be able to reset if you finished.
That
by
seems
then.
like the end of the 8-week phase. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's roughly there. So interesting. So yeah, you might be able to reset just in time for Christmas and ignore your family. And although, I don't know when the next, like if they'll gate, when the next reset stuff starts. But hey, yeah,
Christmas
it's
reset
interesting.
feels like a good idea to get those Christmas noobs in. feeling fresh.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
true.
Actually, that's a
true.
good point.
Good
So yeah,
point.
might be very methodic for that.
Well, so
but,
I mean, what's going to be interesting is like we're not going to really see, I think, the benefits of this or the downsides of this until like 6 months in, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if Arc Raiders still goes well and there has not been a single reset and it's all not mandatory resets, it's just like voluntary resets. Like, if the cosmetics are not up to snuff and people aren't voluntary reset, like they are going to have issues with getting new players in and
Yeah.
and enjoying the game.
and new content,
it's-
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's I mean, look, I had a great time in Arc Raiders, but the thing I kept posing as the question was like, okay, this is like serious new car smell. It's super shiny, new franchise, really fun. And yeah, Mylan's out here talking in the wild, like, hey, you have to, what did you say to everybody, Mylan? You
Don't
have
shoot,
to,
don't shoot, don't shoot.
well, that, but then you said you have to. Oh, I forgot what your phrase, but you were like making friends with everyone. But I'm like,
Yeah.
what happens when that shine wears off and now like everybody's already experienced like the new thing? Is everybody just like killing you on first sight? And like, how is the thing feeling? And that's not naysaying. I'm just like, yeah, what will it feel like to reset? Be really interesting to see.
It's like an episode of The Walking Dead. Once people have power, they don't want to share it. But when everyone's poor and everyone's got no guns, everyone's yapping and making friends and talking. But as soon as you got like a purple shotgun and a purple
That's
shield,
what I'm
you're
saying.
like, I don't need you, brother.
Yeah, like meaning I'm pretty confident that give the game a week, the time for talk is over. I don't think you're gonna. I
Probably.
do think you'll still make friends. I think that it, not completely, because the prox chat is really cool, and I think you will find communities and probably even pressure on them to, maybe there'll be a way to like signal more clearly other than Mylan just yelling at people like I'm friendly. Like can you put on like a white armband, that's like, hey, I'm friendly, man. I'm not out here to kill you, but.
I mean, the interesting thing someone just mentioned, chat about it being premium content. It's like they couldn't have made the expeditions work if it was free to play, right? Like then all the skins would be in the paid shop. Like they kind of had to make the game $40 or whatever. I think it's $40, so they could put time and effort into cosmetics for the wipes. So I mean, that's kind of nice to know that they've thought about we can't monetize these skins that much because we kind of need them for our battle pass and we kind of need them for this whole wipe system to work. Otherwise, there's nothing for it to run on.
Yeah.
And if it was free to play, then they'd not have to do something else.
Yeah.
Baby, can't
Guys,
wait
I
to
just
talk
ran
about this
across-
all the time.
I just ran across a pretty interesting tweet from Matt Piscatella. You guys know who Matt Piscatella is?
Oh yeah.
It's like an
Yeah.
analyst.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put this in our Twitter.
Oh, I think I know what you're
chat.
pulling up. Yeah.
But
Okay,
it's
okay.
pretty interesting. What
Is this
he's
about
saying?
what people buy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
He has a bar chart of purchasing frequency by video game players, and I'm just gonna read these off to you. 33% of video game players buy less than one game a year. 12% buy about once a year. 18% about once every 6 months. 22% about once every 3 months. 10% about once a month, and 4% more often than once a month. More often than once a month, I would say, is pretty high volume of video game purchases. That's a lot of video games. He also goes on to kind of say that this is from Circana's Q3 2025 Future of Games survey. Only 4% of U.S. video game players buy a new game more often than once per month, with a third of players not buying any games at all.
In a whole year.
Yeah. Less often than once a year.
Yeah, we've seen that like most people are playing like games that have been around forever. They're finding a game and they're sticking
Fortnite,
with it.
Destiny.
Minecraft, Roblox, Fortnite. Yeah, and the first one they jumped into, and then they stay there forever.
Yeah,
Even
my
if you
kids
look
did that
at
for almost a
your
decade. They played
Yeah.
Minecraft for almost a decade, almost exclusively.
Yeah. And then if you look at like the Steam year in review stuff that happens, it'll tell you that average amount of games played for Steam users, and it's normally like 3. And
Is
that's
it really
on
that
Steam.
low?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's on Steam, the platform that's like, there's so many games, there's so many really cheap games, and still it's really low.
Yeah.
So many sales that happen for Steam.
I would associate
yeah.
PC players as being more hardcore, but I bet that's not
Yep.
that's not necessarily true. I bet there's a lot of people who, just find their way on Steam with their kind of like work laptop to just check something out that they heard about, and then like never go back. I'm sure there's a lot of that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Those people are not playing a lot of games, and they're sticking with a lot of live service games
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yeah, hyper enthusiast, price insensitive players are really keeping things going, especially in the non-free-to-play gaming space, he noted.
Yeah.
Hyper enthusiast, price insensitive players.
That's you, Briar.
That's true.
I mean, if you're wondering, just look in the mirror, dude. Like, you're building a specialized golf sim in your garage, and I'm glad that you bought Dead Space, by the way. But I told you it was on, PlayStation Pass, and you're like, I just bought it. So
I've
pretty sure it's you.
actually heard that like our age group is like single-handedly propping up the video game industry.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because you have older people, or maybe they stopped playing, or they've gone to mobile games. You've got younger people who are like, I just want to play Roblox and whatever. So it's basically like this chunk in the middle that's still buying new games.
Younger
Story
generations
games
seem
and-
to have less problem with pirating video games too, I've noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they know how to, if I'm honest. They don't know their way around a computer or the internet very well.
Yes. Kids
Well,
are
they should have AI
stupid.
do
You're
it
right.
for them now. No, I don't think that's.
Well, they're just no, but it's true. Like there was our like age group had computer classes, and we had to learn how to do stuff, right? We had to learn how to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
We had to learn how to do all this stuff. The people who are older than us don't really know how to do any of that, and then people
Yeah.
who are
They
younger,
know how to fix a
everything
typewriter,
like
though.
auto does for you. So
yeah, I
right.
mean,
they're like boomers. The people
That's
that are
I
younger
mean,
than us are like boomers.
it's a big generalization. I think there's
No, it's
some
not.
truth
It's
to it.
just
But-
statistical evidence, facts.
But wait, though, like I mean,
like,
just for the sake of
actually,
discussion,
like,
how many
actually, though.
percent of the young audience because are like that? Because some of them are literally like, oh, I just built an app and I'm using AI to do it, and they're like 16, and you're like, yeah, I have no idea how to do that because I haven't tried to build an app myself using a
Using
GPT or
AI.
whatever.
Oh.
And like meaning there are some
Very
like
impressive.
extremely savvy younger folks, but anyway, less about that. What I was
No, like
gonna,
actually, they really are lacking in computer skills. The younger generation. It's
I mean,
it's the way it
I've
worked out.
met and listened to a number of these folks that seem uninterested in learning this type of stuff. But
it's just
anyway.
because of the nature of when we grew up. It was like computers were just becoming a thing that you would use all the time, and we were using like the things that break constantly. It was
Yeah,
the
we were
Wild
using
West
shitty
on the
computers, so we
internet.
had to learn how to fix them all the time.
We had to learn how to fix it. It's the same thing. Whereas like our parents
yeah,
probably knew how to fix a car
Mechanical
better
stuff,
than
yeah.
we would know,
Or
right?
a
Because
dishwasher
then we could
themselves, or- yeah.
take it to go somewhere. So it's just the way it
How
works
dare
out,
you?
and,
I
Yeah,
just
that's true.
adjusted my
Computer-
headlights last night.
Briar's still got it. Yeah.
They go up
Um,
and down.
But yeah, I was gonna just say about it. I mean, Matt is great. There's a lot of like slices of info in this, and this was just
Yeah.
in the US. But yeah, I mean, I don't find it surprising. What I was gonna say
Yeah,
is
I'm
that
surprised.
I'd be really curious. I don't know if it was answered in here. I was also trying to type with one hand to write down this headline. But yeah, like how much money is spent in these various verticals.
Yeah.
Because meaning we know that there's tons of people who just play free to play games, and
Yeah.
probably by majority the amount of because what I'm getting at, there's a lot of people who just play free stuff and like they're not interested in spending any money. But then there's a piece within that of like this small group of people who spend a crap ton of money. And then when you go to paid games, yeah, you have people like us that are buying like 4 games a month or using passes to play 10 different things. And that's where I think it gets really interesting. But above all, it always goes back to what my concerns are about the gaming industry is I love, so many high quality games like Dead Space 2023, which I've brought up till I'm blue in the face on the show.
I've never heard of it.
And that's the question. It's like, so if it's good, it's actually a really cool genre too. It's like cinematic, like what's wrong? Is it the distraction of how much is available, distraction of how much is free, the distraction of games that try to get you to grind for 8 weeks just for some prestige?
Is it that your power bill is
and
twice as
keep
much
you in
as
the
it was 5
ecosystem?
years ago?
Yeah, that too. But it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm pointing, I mean, look, that's just that it's how it's gonna be. I don't think it's like one game is causing a problem, but
No, I'd love
It
to see a
concerns
trend
me,
though.
you
Like,
know.
where was this? Like, I'd love to see if this survey was done 5 or 10 years ago and see like
Yeah.
what these numbers
Yeah.
were back then. Also, it's very
I'd be
interesting to
very
see,
intrigued.
like, if you take out like 33% of people less often than once a year, hardly gamers, right? Hardly video game players, unless they're like, it could be that they're just like Roblox players and Minecraft players.
You're on
But
playing mobile games.
when you look at this, and we were talking about Xbox Game Pass last week. What is the target market if you look at these demographics? What is the target market for Xbox Game Pass, and which of these demographics is actually getting a decent deal out of Game Pass when they're charging $30 a month for
the
new
day
games
one stuff?
right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
$360 a year if I have a, and we're like 86% of people are buying a game less than once every 3 months, or once every 3 months or less. Like, those people are not getting value out of Game Pass at $30 a month.
No, definitely not. Yeah, the $30 a month is definitely the price that makes you go, maybe I'll just buy the game instead of the Game Pass, because it's half of a brand new game, pretty much. So you're going to have to be buying, there's going to have to be a lot of games in that month for you to want to play to make it worthwhile. But then if you are interested, how many people are going to be able to play a ton of games in 1 month? Probably not many.
And to be honest with you, the reason I play so many video games is because I don't finish 80% of them. Right?
Yeah.
I get a gist of it. I'm like,
I'm
okay,
with
this
ya.
was fun, and then I get distracted
Yeah.
by something else and I move on. But when I do get hooked by something, it often will take me a month or two to get through, right? And like, I won't be buying more stuff in that time. And when I was Destiny, like, all the time, when I was like really like full on Destiny head, it was like a 10-year period where I just like missed everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
I never did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a reality, though. It's hard to find time for anything in the first place.
And video games are getting more expensive. The ways to play video
Yeah.
games are getting more expensive. Like, PCs are getting more expensive, consoles are getting more expensive, everything's getting more expensive. Meanwhile, food and shelter is getting more expensive. People are going to have to start making hard decisions. Like, I wonder, like, I mean, we've seen the layoffs, and like, I feel like the video game industry knew this point was coming, right? As they seem to have endless amounts of money, like, post COVID, and then like instantly realize, oh, this isn't gonna last. It's just started laying off like crazy, and they've been doing so for, geez, it feels like 3 or 4 years now. It's just like every time you look at like a gaming publication, it's talking about the latest layoffs. I don't know. I wonder what the future of the video game industry is going to look like. Can Sony keep making these big bets on like Ghost of Yotei and God of War and Spider-Man and Wolverine, and like, can they keep making these big bets on these single player games? Like, is there enough of an audience to support that kind of thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's scary. Like, the amount of money is one factor, but then the amount of time is definitely another. And it's like, yeah, there's so many distractions, is what comes to my mind. It's like, well, I'm just going to watch whatever. I'm going to watch Tron, and then I'm going to watch, stuff on Netflix right now because that's what I'm into, or I'm just scrolling, TikTok and Instagram because I'm bored. Whereas, to the point at hand, it's like, we didn't used to have all that stuff. It's like, you if you didn't record something on DVR or like TV another way, like you got to like read a book, go outside, talk to someone, or play video games. And that was something you could always just kind of, as a hobby for this type of entertainment, do whenever you want. Like now there's just so much of everything. And I think, although it's lifted us in some ways because of like everybody's already like kind of digitally hooked in, you're like, yeah, I'll play some games. It's probably some of the opposite effect too. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I just think a lot about, all these like games like Perfect Dark I've been bringing up recently. I'm like, man, it used to be a shoo-in that it would have at least got released,
Yeah.
But these days, like so much just gets canceled because of these issues. And to your point, it's like, are we even approaching much worse situation? I don't know. So far, it's
We'll
pretty good. I
see.
mean, we're eating pretty darn good. There's so many good
yeah.
games.
We are. Yeah.
So the money is clearly out there from investors down through, when a game's successful. But yeah, like I would say, especially if investors start pulling out and they don't see, I mean, they have, and we've seen the effects, but even more so if that happens. Like Xbox is a good example, right? Like through AI, they're a major in not just AI, but who Microsoft is, but they've invested a tremendous amount into video games. And so, love them or hate them for stuff they've canceled, we are getting, quite a bit of stuff because of folks like them and PlayStation. So,
yeah. Meanwhile, though,
See.
the Switch 2 is like still breaking records for monthly sales. So,
Is it? Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to that.
Yep.
What are people playing, man? That's what I want to know. Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Oh, banana.
Banana. That's might be the best part.
You're
of that
muted,
game.
Mylan.
Oh, banana.
Maybe
Mylan,
he's,
we're not reacting to what you say, not because we don't care, but because we can't hear you. You're muted.
That's very good points. It's a
Now
very
we
good
can.
point. I was saying I'm still trying to find a Nintendo Switch game to play. And last week there was a lot of Hades 2 slander from Briar.
Oh.
And I got Hades 2 and I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of team Briar. This isn't doing it for me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I played so much of the alpha
Hades
or whatever.
too?
And like, I don't think it's a bad game, but I think I've moved, I feel like the genre's kind of evolved a bit since it first came out, and I'm kind of looking for more.
Like Absalom.
Most
Yeah, what is this
Absalom.
game? Absalom.
Bring it
So
up. It is
I've
cool.
been interested in this game, and then I saw that the composer for a lot of the music in Bloodborne did music for it, and I was like,
Oh,
oh.
banana.
It is
Absolutely.
It's
very
like Golden
cool.
Axe, Briar.
It is
Oh.
literally Golden
Banana.
Axe.
Oh,
Golden Axe,
banana.
like with a different art style.
Okay.
Which is very nice. And mixed with a roguelite. So
Ooh.
as you go
I
through
told you exactly how it would go, Violet. I told you, word for word.
But I would say that the roguelite aspects are very light, no pun intended, compared to something like even Hades 2 or Mega Bonk. Did
you say
it's
Omega
still
Bonk?
first and foremost like a beat 'em up, side-scrolling beat 'em up before anything else. Like you'll get moves that attach to your like quick attack and strong attack, but it doesn't really mean shit unless you're like putting your combos together. So it's 2-player co-op as well. There's matchmaking in there. You can find people's games and then kind of like progress. And the way it does, there's a lot of randomness to it with like the enemies and the areas, but usually you'll find like forks in the path. You can go like up or down, and it will take you like a different route to get to like the end boss essentially.
Yeah, it looks
I played it
sick.
for about 3 hours. It's cool. It's a cool game.
It's got a nice art style
is-
to it too.
I've
It's a
heard great
nice
things.
art style. Yeah, you got parries, you've got counters. Yeah, you have like magic ability depending on your character. I would say similar like meta progression to something like Hades, where you get like more magic chunks, so you can like use it more often, and you get different abilities too that you level up. From what I played, it was pretty fun. I think it just came out today.
I'll check
There's
this out
free
for
demo
sure.
though. You can go play the free demo on
Go
Steam.
play the free demo. It's also what,
Consoles?
$22?
Yeah, on sale
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. 25
Are they on
otherwise.
consoles at all? Just PC for now.
Let me check because this is kind of one I would like. If this is on Twitch too, I'll get it on Twitch too. Because this would be a nice one to sit on the couch with.
It would be good.
Absolum release.
Looks like it's on maybe PlayStation and Switch. I was looking at IGN's logos that they have for.
Oh, maybe be on.
But I don't know. They're showing the
Nintendo
logos.
Switch, Steam, PlayStation 4 and 5. No Xbox.
Yeah.
The last beat 'em up we played,
Well, I was like-
probably was it the Ninja Turtles game that came out? That might be the last
Probably.
one I played.
It's
Who
a big-
made the
I'm-
one?
Co-op with it as well. It'd be fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
co-op
see
is good
the
time.
you see this dinosaur you're riding, straight out of Golden Axe.
Straight out
Oh,
of Golden Axe.
Yeah,
Straight out of Golden Axe.
there used to be a pizza place near my house. It was bike riding distance, not quite walking distance, but when I was like 7 years old, I used to go there because they had free play on their Golden Axe machine.
Oh,
So you could
damn.
play as much as you wanted. And that guy didn't even give a shit if I was eating pizza or not. He just let me play as much as I wanted. That was like,
That's awesome.
I feel like that was before I had a Nintendo at my house.
Man, I used to play Golden Axe on me PC and 2 people on 1 keyboard and
Yeah.
just fighting over the axe guy because he was the best, the dwarf with the axe.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
He was easily the best character.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's funny,
The
bro.
jump,
Actually,
the jump attack, like when you fight the big bosses, you just jump and knock them down. Jump
Yeah.
and knock them down, just the air attack.
yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I went to the pizza shop as well to play. Just that Golden Axe arcade machine must have done quite well. You have
it
to
must
assume.
have, right?
That was it was just
Golden Axe
incredible at
Sega?
the time.
Yeah, Sega.
Yep.
Sega.
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 It made me so happy seeing that for Shinobi. I hadn't seen that in so long.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's a new Golden Axe game coming, I'm pretty sure. Wasn't that one of the games
There
they
is, yeah.
announced when they kind of announced all
so.
those retro games
Yep.
that are kind of getting
That's a good
remade
point.
along with Shinobi? That Shinobi game.
Yep.
Oh my God. Fran, have you played that yet?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I forget if we talked
What'd
about it
you
on the
think?
show, but yeah, seems great. I think I got it on Switch after all. Thankfully you tried it on there, I think, and I was like, yeah, it's fine. So yeah, no, it seems dope. It's good, like action,
really good.
side scroller, definitely with some platforming in there, but yeah, it just seems super fun. Visually,
Yeah.
really nice, and lots of instantly start getting really cool upgrades, and it seems cool. I'm definitely down for it. Yeah, usually those are the games where I'll play a bit, I've got other stuff on my plate, and then I'll end up on a plane at some point, and then I'll just have 4 hours straight of Shinobi. Perfect game for that type of thing. Yeah, I
It
don't know
is
why.
perfect for
It's
that.
it's not like I enjoy the game less, if I'm just sitting here, but it's because of the backlog so big. It's well, Shinobi can wait. I've
And now his
played
hand's
some.
broken.
Now my hand's broken too. So.
That Switch ain't going to help that situation.
No.
No, yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Actually, no, the Pro controller is super nice.
It is. That is a nice controller.
Oh, speaking of which, I know the ROG Xbox Ally and X or whatever, they're around the corner, right?
Yeah.
Probably still under embargo, but I believe they're out in the wild. And
They got pricing finally. That
They
was
did
the
get
big
yeah.
question
pricing.
on them.
We'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that whole deal plays out. Because aren't they really expensive? Speaking of who's spending all this money,
$600 and $1,000 depending on which version you get. There's a high end and a low end. Is that right?
yeah, the X is the high end. The world's dumbest. Man, we talked about it before. How did they come up with the ROG Xbox Ally X? It's okay, Asus is making them, but we want it to be an Xbox 4 console until we make our own branded one. So we just want you to put Xbox in there. They're okay, but what about adding Ally? And people just had already, I guess, went to lunch at that point. And then somebody else was leaving the room and was put an X next. I don't understand how this is the worst branding. It's so weird to me. Anyway.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yes, there's 2 versions, but the X is the good one.
Yeah. But it's
Hashtag-
$1,000 for a handheld.
Oh my God.
That's a lot, right?
I'm looking at no, wait, even better. I'm looking at their site. All right.
Yeah.
I want you to visualize one of the marketing hashtags on top of all this nonsense. It says #play Ally in all caps, our games. And so what it's doing is, Ally has a Y at the end, so it's all your games. but also our games, but it says ally in the middle. Oh my God. So I'm taking
Briar,
it they
people
expect
can't
us.
see us, by the way.
Yeah, my bad. I kind of forgot
Okay.
that whole
I
situation.
was like, maybe I should let him know because he's gonna pull up something.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did we have problem?
No,
A couple
Um,
weeks ago, I
we're
was shopping for bad motherfucker wallets on Amazon.
Oh, nice. I missed
That's
I missed whatever we're talking about.
Sorry.
He's
Go ahead.
typing in how to get things delivered to, and then his address, and
It was like more golf equipment.
Yeah.
But anyway, the branding's all over the place. And yes, there's 2. And it comes out. I was just looking it up. Yeah. I mean, this says December 12th still, but I think there's some
Available
hands-on
October
stuff coming
16th.
up.
It says on the website.
Oh, maybe the LIX is just, I don't know, man.
You know what's more exciting about than anything to do with Xbox?
I can't
Oh, yeah,
possibly imagine.
October 16th.
Expedition 33 is getting free DLC.
Oh, good. I hope it's more talk about cats and dogs.
Briar, I think you are just, I don't think you get it. Maybe you should go play Fortnite and Roblox. Maybe it'd be better.
I do like Fortnite, honestly. It's fun. It's a fun game.
It's going to have new playable environment, new enemy encounters, new late game boss battles, new costumes, new text and UI localization stuff, and more to come. No date
Sorry, which game
announced.
was?
Expedition 33.
Oh, the update.
It's just,
Yeah.
they're getting a free DLC.
You gotta love when
Yay.
indie devs do well. They're like, you know what? We'll make you some free
Yeah.
shit now.
Every time. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, when Cult of the Lamb was like, we're releasing a paid expansion, I was like, thank you. Make a big content drop and let me give you money.
Mhm.
Yeah. They also did an interview and they have just started like very early working on their next game.
Ooh.
But yeah, very, very, very early. But they have officially started.
Must be a huge relief releasing a game and it's selling 1 million copies in 3 days or whatever it was, and then be like, "Yay, we
now it's
still
at
all got
5
jobs.
million.
We
Yeah.
we get to work on other games again. Yay!"
Yeah, it's at 5 million now. Awesome.
Mhm.
Good
It'd be
shit.
interesting what they work on the next time. I wonder if it's the same genre or completely different.
Yeah.
I hope it's like they do another mashup of genres, because I think that's the most interesting part of that game is how they added like
Barry.
like parry system to like more basically like a good combat to a turn-based strategy game, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because that's a stale formula, you know.
We'll see.
We'll see. Gil. I played Valor Mortis.
Yes.
This is the
and
first
by the way,
person
first person
Rogue-
Souls-like.
Souls-like.
They've opened it up for everyone. So if you go on Steam right now, go to Valor Mortis, request access, you will be given access. So you can check out the game for yourself. They opened it up for everyone.
What'd you think?
Thoughts?
Yeah, I was pretty impressed. It's like pre-alpha, ran pretty good on my system for a 2080 Ti, which is, well, you need to when you run, these melee combat games. Like it's what is it similar to? Like you do have a pistol, but it's like limited ammo, and it's actually like a bit. It's like if Bloodborne had like a first-person mode, really, because the pistol you use for like shooting weak spots and like trying to pull off staggers, and you do, which I didn't know before, you do kind of get like magic in one hand as well. So I got like fire in one hand that I could set people alight with, and then my sword was in the other hand. So you have like a block, you have a parry if you block just before they attack, and it builds a stagger meter, and then you can do like a finishing move on enemies. The environment looks cool. It runs really well. Intriguing story. You don't really get much of it in the pre-alpha, but like the setting is cool. There's like Napoleon setting.
The setting is kind
pretty
of the
brutal.
thing.
The devs,
like.
by the way, were like, Claire Obscura came out and had a similar like setting, and they were like, "We can do it," because they weren't sure how people would feel about it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. People
It
do
is
traditionally
very
hate the
cool.
French.
Exactly, they do. Yeah.
It's almost as bad as Massachusetts.
There were 2 bosses, and I only beat one. I have to go back and try to beat the other one. the demo does limit how much you can level up. So almost identical to like a Souls-like game. There's bonfires, but it's like a lantern that you go to. You put your souls in there. It levels up your attribute points, but you get you kind of unlock skills as you go through. Like when you block, you increase stagger or take less damage when you block, because it is kind of like a Bloodborne mechanic where if you don't get the parry off and you're just blocking, you'll take damage, but it's recoverable if you then attack afterwards.
Oh, I
So
like
you know
that.
there's stuff that plays with those mechanics as you go through. I don't have
This
it.
game
I mean,
looks
I
so
think it's
sick.
hard to. I think it's hard to. Yeah. So I fought this boss. I beat this dudes. So you see like nodules that he has on. There you shoot them to. It actually gives you ammo and like basically mana back. So if you're not using ammo and you're using like fire ability, you need mana for it. And the way you get it is often by shooting weak spots. So you use your gun to shoot a weak spot, and it drops like an orb you pick up, and you can use that orb then to like fuel your mana to then like basically set stuff alight. So that system's kind of all built in together. So you can't just like spam bullets. You run out of bullets as well. So you're kind of balancing shooting weak spots, getting mana back, using your other abilities, and then also, of course, there's like a dodge, and then like your melee abilities too.
How does dodge
bosses-
work in first person? Like, like we know how it works for third person games, but like how does that feel in first person? Like, can you keep sight of your enemy? Do you lose track? Like, how does that feel? How does first person Souls like feel? Like, is it fun?
You can lock on. It feels good. I would say. Do you ever play Dying Light?
Yeah.
And the melee in that. Do you feel like
Yeah.
the Dying Light melee is like pretty good?
Like, as far as first person melee goes, I feel like it's better than average, but like first person melee is tough.
I think my gut reaction to first person melee is I think you need to extend the length of melee weapons more than they visually appear. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like Dying Light actually gets like quite right, because it's the depth perception can be really tough. Like, I found the parries, you got to be really close with the parries. Like, sometimes you think, oh yeah, I'll be able to parry this, and the sword just goes like right past you. Like, oh, okay, I'm actually not close enough there. And similarly, the same thing happens to you. It's hard to tell whether that's just like a skill issue. Eventually I got used to like where I needed to be standing for it. And I actually think it's pretty good for a first person system as well. Like, the dodging feels fine. You like a lot of those games, even like Tsushima and of course, I don't know, Ghost of Yotei. There's a red like unblockable attack, and that's when you have to use your dodges. And if you do the dodge at the right time, you get like a slow-mo like follow-up attacks that you can do with it. So it mixes in, these are the ones you parry, these are the ones you dodge, these are the weak points you shoot, and overall pretty impressive. I think the only thing was like sometimes I felt like I was close enough, but I actually wasn't. And I think that you should probably adjust to it. But I did often think about like Dying Light and other melee games where sometimes you hit stuff, you're like, oh, I wasn't really that close to that, and the game kind of gives it to you, just to make up for the first person perspective. But overall, I think it's pretty impressive.
Interesting choice to go first
I liked
person.
it. Well, these are Cyber Runner devs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it stand out from every other Souls-like.
Yeah, we've already got enough third-person Souls-like, so.
No, we don't. We can have more.
It worked really well. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Did you play on controller or?
They only had controller at PAX.
Yeah, because then it's like, because normally I play Souls-like with a controller.
I don't use M&K anymore. It's trash. Throw it away. It's not made for video games. It's made for office work. That's what they used to say. No, it hurts my head.
Fuck those typists.
It would be. It would be interesting to see how easy it is to shoot the weak points, because some of the like, some weak points like behind them are like on their calf and stuff. You can only just see it, and you got to wait for an attack to dodge, maybe get your perfect dodge, and then take aim and shoot it. And like I was sweating a bit to like hit some of the weak points. I Probably couldn't do it on controller unless there was some good aim assist helping with lock it on to weak points. But typically, I would like prefer to use a controller for parry heavy and melee heavy games.
Yeah,
But
me too.
The fact that there's a gun in there too that you got to hit weak spots with is kind of making me go, well, maybe I'll use a keyboard and mouse. But it was good. It was
Fran's
worth
like,
giving a shot. Sign up.
I'm throwing
Just
my
feeling my
mouse and
arms while you
keyboard
have this
away.
discussion. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm so
So
screwed.
That demo's out now, but the game releases in 2026. Is that right?
Yeah, this is pre-alpha. So
The alpha, actually,
pre-alpha.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it's very impressive at pre-alpha. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
It's on.
I don't know. From the demo, it was pretty linear. Like you didn't really get that kind of, classic From Software like environmental excellence.
It's
where
all
you're
circles,
like, "Oh, there's
man.
another-"
It's just a lot of circles.
yeah. But I think that's just the opening area. I'll be interested to see what the exploration is. I also think it's kind of harder to do exploration in first person as well. It's like the player's field of view is so much more narrow. Like, I mean, maybe that makes it easier. People can skip over stuff and like not explore properly and that kind of stuff. So it's interesting to see how they manage that.
Yeah, check your
Yeah,
corners.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. I'm looking forward to that too. I'm gonna play that demo, I think.
Yeah, give it a
Or
go.
alpha, sorry.
It's free.
Pre-alpha.
Yeah.
Pre-demo,
bad.
pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha
First
demo.
Look.
Pre-alpha
release.
demo.
Yep.
Oh, the demo.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already time. It's already time to go.
Yeah, I
It's
gotta go to
time.
bed.
Time to go.
I'm old.
What's happening next week? Don't know.
I don't know.
That
Oh yeah.
We'll figure it out one
See.
day.
Who knows? I don't know.
Are you having your baby next
16th.
week?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Soon.
I'll send you.
Well,
I'll send you a
Mylan, we'll
photo.
miss
You
you.
can put the photo up of them screaming or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll miss
If you want to show up with the
for-
baby, go, hi, gotta go, bye.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah.
But for those listening, are we going to lose you for like a month on the cast or a few weeks or like?
I
what's
have
your-
no idea.
Just
If
play
they're
it by
like
ear.
Leo,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
If they're like Leo, for you, I'll never see you again. It's been a wild ride. It's been a good time.
That's why I wanted to
it's
say it's been a pleasure.
been a pleasure.
Yeah, see how it goes. If you can make
see
it
how it
on,
goes.
great. If not, you got to be there.
Yeah. No, please take care of yourself, and I'm sure everything will go smoothly. But Arc Raiders will be waiting for you whenever you return. No
It
matter
better
the day.
wait.
I'll be there.
It better wait.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Have a safe weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.